Well, I guess I will never make a physical game. Yet. With the recent news that PlayStation is planning to stop physical releases from 2028 onwards, and with more and more games getting digital releases rather than physical, it feels like we're watching the end of an era. And it got me thinking. Ever since I was a child, my dream wasn't just to make games. It was to walk into a shop and one day see my game on the shelf. And that dream has followed me every step of the way as I've become a game developer. Back when I was at college, I developed my first game concept, Steampunk Stan. You play as a little steam robot as you traverse your way through this mechanical land. The game never existed, but I couldn't help myself. I created a Nintendo DS mock-up of what the game box could look like. It was just a Photoshop mock-up, but seeing something that I've created on a game case felt so real to me. For a moment, I thought I could go into a shop and buy Steampunk Stan, but obviously that wasn't the case. Towards the end of college, I also developed another game called Age. It was about a medieval character traveling through time to save their kidnapped brother. Once again, I found myself creating concept art and mock-ups of what it would look like on a console. Then I went to university. I spent years making prototypes, experimenting with ideas, and learning how to become a better game developer. One of those games was called Timothy Tiny Hat, a little narrative game about burnout. It's actually available to play on my itch page, so give it a scratch. No, don't give it a scratch. Give it a go. But a couple years after I developed it, it got me thinking, what if I created a physical release of this game? Not on a cartridge, not on a disc, but on a cassette tape. It would come with the development process of the game, behind the scenes concepts. It would be like a little collector's item. I even ordered a prototype, and here it is now. You could take the USB stick with the game on there, but it never came to be. But I got surprisingly close. Life got busy and I never finished creating it. Instead, I did something else. I created a book. I documented my game development journey from 2020 to 2023. And if any of you watching have come to any events I've showcased my game at, I always bring that book with me so you can flick through some of the development process I've done along the way. Video game development is such a digital process, so finally holding something within my hands that I've created felt so special. Moving on to my final release at university, This Little Car of Mine. It was a cozy driving game about grief that followed a journey across Cornwall in a little red Mini. And yes, I did do a Nintendo Switch mock-up design of what it could look like. Now, I really like this design. I think color-wise, it really pops. And I think like at this point, it's quite obvious that every game I've created, I've wanted to have a physical edition. But that brings me to today. I'm not making this video because I think digital media is bad. Digital games have allowed so many indie developers, like myself, to get our games out there and played by anyone around the world. Without these digital storefronts, many indie developers would really struggle to get their game seen. But I do think along the way, we lost something special with video games. When I was growing up, receiving a game was such a special experience. You'd unwrap it at Christmas, open up the case, flick through the instruction manual, and see all the artwork before you even start playing. Owning the game was part of the experience, and that's something that I really miss. This is one of my favorite possessions. It's The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. I love opening it up, looking through the artwork, and just seeing this game physically in my hands. It's more than just a game, it's a memory, an object that represents my childhood. And I'm sure there are many games that people resonate with so much. So let me know down in the comments. I'm not saying that the Calcium Crusader will never get a physical release. In fact, it is still one of my biggest dreams. Maybe one day I'll walk into a shop and see the Calcium Crusader 64 right there. Hopefully not discounted because it didn't sell very well. But I would see it there on the shelf and be like, wow, that's something I've made. I'd pick it up, I'd take it home, open it up, look at the little artwork book that will probably be in there. I don't know if that will ever happen, but I'm going to keep that dream of physical editions alive. And hopefully at some point in the future, you will see a game of mine that is physically released. Anyway, thank you for coming to Storytime with Samuel, aka Sam Clayton Games. I hope you enjoyed this different kind of video. It was really fun to just delve into some of the old projects I worked on, and I actually loved finding this again. It's a shame that I never actually went through these. There could be something in the future that I end up doing. Really like doing that. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends. And if you didn't enjoy this video, share it with your enemies. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. 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 See ya. See ya.